It's easy and it's fun. Let's hit it.
Today's video is sponsored by Craftsy. Today I'm going to show you how I took discarded items, actual trash, and turned it into dollars. And I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing too. Are you obsessed with roadside finds? You know when you see like the perfect piece of furniture on the side of the road? Are you the person that like makes your significant other pull over? Like you go back for the item, you go get the truck so you can get it? I am that person.
I won't lie, I'm sort of a roadside junkie, but I like to find these things and I can flip them and sell them on Facebook Marketplace. I've got to know in the comments down below. Do you like free stuff from the road?
So today, I'm sharing with you the before and after of 3 projects and an estimated retail of literal thousands and techniques anyone can do. My first secret is to look next to the road on bulk pickup day, in other words, when people leave out tons of trash, and after neighborhoods have garage sales, which is how I found the first item for our first makeover, this completely free coffee table. At first, it looked broken, but upon further inspection...
Wait. Is this work? Look. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is actually a perfect solid piece.
This was a solid oak piece. No laminate, no particle board. That is something that I look for because oak pieces sand down really well and their natural state are super hot sellers right now because they're really trendy. And I promise this couldn't be easier. Always look at the brand of furniture. So this is Bassett, and upon a quick Google inspection, $1,500 is about the retail price for similar oak pieces that just look more modern. So what I decided to do was sand this down. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, I'm not great with tools, I don't know how to sand, this couldn't be simpler, anyone can do it. I'm gonna break it down for you even if you're a beginner. Now why I love this piece is not only is it solid wood, but also it's a really simple design. It doesn't have a lot of intricate spots in it, so it's perfect for a beginner. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a 60 grit sandpaper and I'm going to sand down the top layer. And I have a wet rag with me to wipe down after I sand. I don't have something sucking off all of the dust when I'm sanding, so this is going to prevent the dust from settling on top of the piece. So 60 grit sandpaper, wipe it down. Then I'm going to go through and do the sides again with that same 60 grit. And now I'm going to work my way up and I'm going to get a 180 grit once I have that initial sanding. And all of this doesn't take long at all. Then I'm going to move up to a 200 grit to finish it off. I was able to complete this entire piece in about an hour. Wipe down your piece and you're ready for the easiest hack ever. One of my favorite products to use with oak is bleach. All you have to do is pour a little bit of this in a cup. Again, make sure you have your goggles on, make sure you have your mask on, and paint a thin layer over the top. Now this is gonna dry relatively quickly. I like to do this on a bright sunny day. This will take away some of the yellow tinge of the wood to give it a really natural, beautiful look. Stay tuned for the after, and oh my gosh, so many tricks.
But first, I want to tell you about our amazing sponsor, Craftsy. Craftsy is an online community and resource where millions of crafters, makers, and DIY enthusiasts can find creative inspiration, advance their skills, and learn new ones along the way. From knitting, sewing, quilting, baking, and yes, even woodworking, Craftsy has over 2,000 classes in 20 different categories, and y'all, these classes are solid. I'm really getting into furniture flipping, and taking the woodworking classes was so interesting. I learned all about the different types of wood, even the different finishes of wood that I'm really excited to try, like different varnishes. I also learned about food safe options and tung oil. Like all of this stuff that I'm kind of learning along the way as I'm crafting has been so fun to learn. Everything is so rich with information. The jewelry making classes are really cool, and I'm really excited to take some of the crochet classes. These projects look so cute. Everything is broken down step by step. What I love is how in-depth these classes go, so I'm really learning a lot. And if you're thinking this sounds really expensive, it is so affordable. In fact, the first 1,000 people to click my link in the description get an entire year premium membership to Craftsy for just $1.49. You can't beat that. I mean, I'm making all these tables. I should make a cake or something to go on them. I'm really excited to try it out, and I hope you are too.
So you want to see how this piece turned out? You want to rinse it after you've bleached it with a bit of water, and I finished with a polyacrylic finish in a semi-gloss. It protects it but retains a natural look. On Amazon, I found these incredible ginkgo poles for really cheap. But I also super lucked out at the thrift store. Oh my gosh, I have so many finds I have to show you. I found this amazing rose vase that I knew I had to put on top. I got some beautiful flowers inside, and oh my goodness, did it wow.
This is a solid Waterford crystal. Similar rose bowls retail for $500. Can you believe that? I absolutely love this one.
You're ready for the after, but I had to remind you of the before. I went ahead and I added the beautiful hardware onto it, and of course, I had to add that gorgeous rose bowl. The color on this is so rich and vibrant. I still can't believe I found that vase. And I've got to show you, before I show you these next pieces, like this day when I was in the thrift store was so great. Look at this vintage chair. But even more than that, I wanted to find some pieces to style the next furniture that I was doing, and I stumbled across this Mercury glass lamp. It was just $5.99. I looked this up later. It retails for $39.99. And you can make legitimate money doing this. I was looking at art as well, which you're also gonna see, and I found this oil painting of lemons. I was later on Facebook Marketplace, somebody else bought it and listed it for $100, okay? And these picture frames, this was something that I had to come home with. I found this solid brass frame, and I could tell by the sizing on the back, this was a true vintage piece. These retail for up to $100. I paid just $1.99 a frame. I also came across this oyster candle company. This was $1.99, and I was like, oh, these are really pretty. And then I Googled it. This pack retails for $26. Like, this is a really high-end gift that I definitely had to take home. Because the second piece I've got to talk with you about is wood. Like classic, beautiful wood. Because you might not find these specific things in your thrift store, but my friend, you will find this in your local Facebook Marketplace. Lumber that was destined for the trash.
Now, you may remember in a previous video, my friend and I went to a woodworker here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, he had a posting on Facebook for a bunch of wood slices that he was selling that had already been kiln fired. What's so cool about this wood is this is in trees that were cut down, that were trash, considered trash, that were going to a landfill because they were infested with bugs. And what's even cooler is a lot of like these tree infestations actually make some really beautiful, almost intricate patterns on the wood that are absolutely stunning.
So this wood is a box elder. It's in the maple family, and this red is actually caused by a fungus infection. So it's why the tree was cut down. But this is so beautiful. I can't wait to work with this one in the future.
So to prevent these trees from going to a landfill, he slices them up and sells them so affordably. I will link all of his information down below if you're local.
Check Facebook Marketplace for your area. You might be surprised at what you find for very cheap or even free.
And for under $30 on Amazon, you can purchase different pin style legs, and it couldn't be easier to work with. The actual piece that I found was a stunner.
It was a really unique shape, so it was really affordable. You can get some beautiful pieces for like $30 to $50. And I wanted to make kind of a high top table situation with this one. And a completed version is gonna retail hundreds of dollars. And so all I did was follow the same sanding technique. I started out with a 60 grit sandpaper, then worked my way up to a 120, and then finally finished with a 220. So that way the wood would be nice and buttery smooth. I wanted the edges exposed, so I went ahead and I chiseled off the bark, and then I made sure to give the sides a good sanding too. But the finish is where this is at, and what I really love using is Odie's oil. Now this is actually a family-owned company. It was recommended to me by the man who sold me the wood, and what I really love about it is it's completely natural. There's no odors, there's no chemicals. I don't even have to wear gloves to use this. A very little goes a long way, and this acts just like a varnish, but it smells good and it's completely natural. Like, I'm basically obsessed with this stuff, and I've been using it a lot. This is a free piece of wood that I got when I purchased the other ones, just as like kind of a bonus, and I used it as home decor. But you can see I'm just buffing it in.
And I grabbed a bar rag from the Dollar Tree, as well as a scouring pad, also from the Dollar Tree. I just grabbed the Brillo brand. And I use this to gently buff it into the wood. Now this wood in particular is very thirsty, so it's gonna absorb it a little bit faster. But once you've got it all buffed in, then you want to immediately wipe it away with the towel, and it is going to leave you with the most beautiful finish. Do you want to see how this table turned out?
Everything was pennies on the dollar. I found a gold frame at a garage sale for $1. And this painting, a friend of mine was getting rid of. It was like on a mini canvas and she never could really find a good spot in her home to put it. So I literally just glued it inside of the frame. It looked so high end. I added that little lamp, and of course I had to add my little oyster candles too.
Natural live edge tables sell for a lot, and this is a really big, unique shape that's the perfect entryway table or side table when you're coming in to drop off your keys. I couldn't part with this table. Somebody offered to pay me $250 for it, which is so cool, but I decided to keep it for myself.
I also styled the table for like under $10, y'all. And here's that free piece of wood. I think I told you that I'm really decorating my house with a lot of vintage finds, things that I just really find beautiful. I got most of them for free or next to free. These tables have been so fun to make. For example, this wood slice was right around $30, and it really is so fast. Sanding it down takes me right around 20 to 30 minutes, and then applying the Odie's oil, I can do that for a medium to large size piece in about 10 minutes. And while this stuff is expensive, it lasts a long time. So a single jar is gonna do about 5 or so medium-sized pieces. These are 2 recent pieces that I sold. This one I sanded down. I'd love to know what you think.
You thought those 2 pieces were cool? Wait for this next one, okay? So this was a piece that was also destined for the trash. My production assistant, Leslie, her mother-in-law was selling her home and had so much furniture in there that they couldn't feasibly move out. And near the end, because nobody wanted to take this piece, this was literally going to end up in a landfill. So we said absolutely not, drove over and grabbed this piece.
Now, this piece, rather than keeping the natural wood finish, because this would have been a lot harder to sand, I decided to paint this a matte black. I love Rust-Oleum brand. This is a painter and primer in one, and this goes on really smoothly. And I'm super lazy when it comes to taping this off. I just taped over the hardware, and then I put plastic bags on the bottom of the drawers. And this ensures that it won't get spray paint down the side. But I was able to do this in about 45 minutes. Remember, working in 2 light coats is better than 1 heavier coat. This was definitely the easiest of all the projects in terms of time and energy. It turned out so beautifully. I think the darker color looks really great with the gold and the inside as natural wood. I started to do some research on what pieces like this actually would cost or similar designs. This one was definitely a total score and saved from a landfill. It's voting time. Do you like ginkgo leaf, raw edge beauty, or midnight magic?
Let me know in the comments which was your favorite, and be sure to check out Craftsy.
Be one of the first 1,000 to click the link below and get an entire year of Craftsy Premium for just $1.49.
My beautiful friend, if nobody has told you today, you are enough. I'll catch you soon.
This matches my outfit.
Does it coordinate?
Mosquito core, you know?
Mosquito core. Will you be my mosquito repellent? Thank you. It was like my
No.
prom corsage.